Hi friends, my name is Julie. Welcome back to 15-minute stream of consciousness on each of the 12 zodiac signs. And now let's talk about Libra. So I've mostly been talking about the archetype of the sign, not necessarily the sun sign. And it's kind of tricky to do that with Libra because it is such a personal energy. Even though it's ruled by the scales, which is the only inanimate object in the zodiac, it's all about you. It's all about me in relationship to you, and how am I getting to know myself through relation to you. So it's an air sign. It's cardinal air, and it's kind of similar to Gemini in the sense of reference points, where the Gemini is the two. It's the twins, and it's like bouncing ideas off of each other. That air, mental energy, and Libra, it gets to know its polarity point, Aries, me, through all the different one-on-one connections, all the different mirrors that I can look in. You. Libra just loves people, loves socializing, would love to have you over, is also very beautiful. Libra ruled by Venus along with Taurus, and is very like artistic, creative, just loves the beauty, appreciates the variety and the beauty of humanity and all that can be created. I have seen Libra energy often involved with gardening in some way, or permaculture, or some type of earth stewardship, working along. And it's interesting because to me, Venus feels more earth. I could be biased in a Taurus sense than air. So it's interesting also because Venus, when you think Venus, I think a goddess, I think a feminine, beautiful goddess, and Libra is actually masculine sign, the cardinal air. The air is always masculine because the mental body, it's kind of detached from the emotions. It's the air is mental energy. It's not embodied and sensual and emotional on its own, in its essence. It's not there to do that. It's there to be logical and to think it out. And so it's interesting with the Libra, I also often see balance of masculine, feminine energies embodied into one. So there might be like some gender neutrality, or maybe if it's embodied in a masculine human, there might be like a very effeminate masculine, something like that, where there's a balance of genders, of masculine and feminine. And so in terms of being an air sign, like Gemini, it's all about communication. The air moving through my throat out into your eardrums, bouncing around. Let's talk about it. What are you interested in? What's going on for you? It learns by hearing about others' perspectives, and it's so interested to hear everyone's story. The Libra energy is just so open to humanity and open to hearing about what everyone's truth is. It's a really great sign for conscious communication practices where it's like the judge, the scales, the justice system, where the judge is this neutral position who can listen to everyone's stance and weigh what feels best, but more so about just hearing where everyone's coming from. The Libra, its attention is outward a lot, like its attention is extroverted, its attention is social, and it can really make social things happen. Cardinal air, it has like great ideas, like let's start this community thing, let's like start this like communication group, let's start this, because it wants to start cardinal, and it has this idea, air, and it's a great pulling people together energy. And I guess in the shadow, or the challenge of Libra, is that polarity point of Aries, which is me. And sometimes the Libra energy it's just attention is so naturally on you that it can forget about itself. And so what this is like is when I'm by myself, but my mind is full of all the social things I've been doing, and my mind is still engaging in dialogue with other people. That Mercury Libra is very much just touching on other people. It forgets to ask itself, oh yeah, like what do I think about this? What do I need? What does my energy feel like? What's it like to be in my container? Because it's so interested and moved by the beauty of you and your gestures, and that sweet note that you left for me this morning, along with the flower in the vase that you picked just for me. That was so sweet. And I feel tickled by it, and I feel like Libra sentiments. Um, and and it's very light. And then air sign, it's very light. It's like moved by those like light touches, those light gestures. um and it's very like cute and sweet and connective. It's very like good at meeting people. That again, that like the cardinal air um is, the cardinal, like meeting, having a great conversation right away, kind of a engagement, um as opposed to the Scorpio, or the Pisces, which are more deep, or the Aquarius, which is more abstract, and those are more beyond the personal level. The Libra is very much engaged in everybody getting along, there being harmony, like, yeah, let's work it out. We can all, find balance in this, so we can get onto the same page together. And it's not as, it's air, it's detached, it's not as like deeply emotional or deeply sensual, as like this Scorpio can get. And that's not what it's here to do. It's not here to be deep per se. It's kind of here to be flirtatious and just get to know you and just meet you and meet me through knowing you. um, and yeah, and balance. So the scales is all about maintaining balance, and that can be within a relationship, and then it can be within oneself of, oh, am I over giving here? Am I receiving? I'm putting all of myself into this relationship. I'm giving all of myself to this person. I'm extending all of my energy. I'm working overtime on this partnership. Am I receiving that in return? And oftentimes it's the kind of thing where we don't know that we have a boundary until it's overstepped. With the Libra energy, once it's out of balance, it can snap to the polarity point of Aries. And I say snap because it's a very Aries kind of an energy, of like, again, like a cardinal fire, just like anger, like, because the Libra just forgets about itself. It forgets to check in with itself and its needs, and saying, are my needs getting met in this relationship, or am I just trying so hard to please the other person, so that they can feel good and then I can feel good? Like, I need for them to be okay with me. I need for them to be okay with the relationship. I need just for them to be okay in themselves, and then I'm good, like, okay, and they forget about themselves. And that Aries point can be all of a sudden, them saying, like, enough of this, like, I'm going my own way, like, enough of this, I'm not doing what you want me to do, enough of this, like, I've overgiven, like, I'm not doing this anymore. And that can kind of be a shock to the other person, when they receive that, because they're used to the Libra being so open and so generous, and always looking at them. And when it comes up, it can be at, it can be like a final straw kind of a thing. So it could be, it's just important that the Libra stays in balance in themselves, and that they are doing self check-ins all the time and asking themselves, what do I need? And they're making sure to include articulating their needs, along with listening to the other person's needs, because that anger can also show them that a boundary has been overstepped. Either that they're overstepping their own boundaries, or they're forgetting that they have boundaries, they're forgetting to check in with themselves, or that, yeah, just that they've overextended themselves. And then the anger of Aries that comes into snap is saying, like, okay, enough, I need to stop doing that, or I need to stop giving in this way. The Libra energy, also in terms of it being very light as opposed to deep. It can be like superficial in the sense of appearances, which isn't necessarily a judgment. It's just what the Libra energy is here to do. Just like having a nice appearance and wanting to show your best face to the world, feeling kind of vulnerable to share about yourself. And also just wanting to fit in, kind of not wanting the opposite of Aquarius, not on the wheel, it's Aries, but just different. Like the Aquarius energy is all about like things need to change here. I'm gonna be like the clown in the situation. I'm gonna be the rabble rouser and the radical, eccentric who models that there's other paths. It's very not Libra. The Libra is very much like, okay, let me listen. The Venus energy is very receptive. Let me listen to, like, let me tune into how everyone else is behaving in this scenario. Let me see what's appropriate in this situation, and I'll gauge my behavior and my appearance and the way I express myself to blend in with everyone else. And so, how are they dressed? I'll dress like them so that they like that I don't want to make a statement. I'm not here to like stand out or anything. I'm just here to connect with everyone on equal terms and to harmonize with everyone and with the group. And so that's the opposite of the Aries. Also, the Aries is the individual. The Aries is me. The Aries is authentic to who I am with a fiery passion. That's like the height of Aries self-expression. That fire sign, like Leo too. But the Libra is all about you and like, oh, okay, like let me meet you halfway. Let me like read you so that I can connect with you in your language. Like I'll learn your language. Let me speak your language to you. I have all, and it just has this really wonderful, like incredible capacity for other people, to hold other people and to go out there to meet other people halfway. I wouldn't say necessarily it's of the nature of all the signs. Like I don't necessarily see like a Taurus doing that, that in the Taurus archetype. That's like not the nature of the Taurus archetype. I'm not talking about sun signs. We all have all the signs within us, but of the Taurus archetype, it's not here to extend itself like the Libra is. It doesn't have that capacity to want to like have all of that space to hold for other people, for all of its relationships. Yeah. Okay. What else about Libra? Yeah. Again, Venus, art, beauty, and it's really simple art. It can be kind of like quirky or cute kind of art. But probably less like dark and twisted art. It can be whatever. It can be like because it's not here so much even for its own self-expression. It's not here for it's kind of like greeting card art, like that kind of archetype, or mural art, or like pictures of flowers in herbal dictionaries. And yeah, great leadership, cooperation. I guess the shadow, I kind of said this could be, yeah, like people pleasing. And where is that motive coming from? I think for the Libra, a lot of the time it really is coming from wanting harmony, wanting the other person to be okay, as opposed to the Scorpio, which is trying to give someone what they want in order to get what they want, which of course it's always, that's not absolute, but just archetypically. Yeah, what is the Libra's identity anyway? It's like the Libra is like a conglomerate of everyone who it's in love with and deeply connected with. And what else? I mean, justice, the justice card in tarot, which is clear evaluation more than anything. I think it's about being able to, that's like judgment too. Being able to have balance, to have a clear evaluation of like what is fair in this situation. Like, am I overgiving? Is there balance? Um, yeah. So, okay, that was 15 minutes on Libra. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. If you're interested in a reading, you can email me at prismclouds@gmail.com. I'll put that in my email in the description box below. Also, if I have any afterthoughts, I'll put that in a PS in the description box below.